Well, let's turn to eastern Australia because it's braced for bushfires which have a present threat level of catastrophic. That's the highest level of threat according to the authorities. We know bushfires there are common, but officials say they've never seen them so big, so early in the fire season. And lots of Australians are asking whether this is connected to climate change. Well, on Sunday, Prime Minister Scott Morrison was asked about just that. But he opted out of answering the question, saying instead, "My only thoughts today are with those who have lost their lives and their families." His deputy, Michael McCormack, then said this on ABC Radio.
Well, they don't need the ravings of some pure, enlightened and woke capital city greenies at this time when they're trying to save their homes, when in fact they're going out in many cases and saving other people's homes and leaving their own homes at risk.
Go back to April and 23 former fire chiefs and emergency leaders published this letter warning the government about the increasing chance of catastrophic weather events. They asked for a meeting, which the government declined. You could read the former Fire and Rescue Commissioner Greg Mullins with a similar message in the Sydney Morning Herald today. In this article he says, if anyone tells you this is part of a normal cycle or we've had fires like this before, smile politely and walk away because they don't know what they're talking about. Also relevant to this is that Australia is the world's largest coal exporter and according to the UN, it's not on track to meet its commitments under the Paris Climate Change Accord. Here's the Deputy Prime Minister defending his government's track record, again on ABC.
We are doing the responsible and right thing when it comes to climate action, and we're making sure that we meet all our international obligations. But at the same time, we're not going to shut down an industry, say coal, 54,000 direct jobs, exports last year of $62 billion, 60% of Australia's energy needs. I mean, we're not going to change and shut down an industry like that.
Well, despite that defence, the Deputy Prime Minister is facing significant criticism for what he said. Here's ABC reporter Richard Davies.
That's caused quite a bit of consternation among people, especially among rural mayors of towns that have already been impacted by fire. They're saying this isn't the situation. Climate change is really impacting on their communities. So there is a bit of a change of feeling among people. It's not just something that people can dismiss very easily, because the fire services, a lot of other authorities are saying that this is a real situation. They've never seen conditions like this. The area is bone dry. There hasn't been rain in such a long time, and the climate is changing, and it's really causing concern for firefighters and how they plan in the future.
In Australia, where authorities continue to grapple with wildfires across parts of New South Wales and Queensland as well. Now, on the satellite picture from NASA, you can see plumes of smoke extending well out into the oceans from these wildfires. There are a number of them already blazing. The problem comes really as we get into the forecast for Tuesday. Now, the Bureau of Meteorology forecasters, the official forecast for Australia, are talking about catastrophic fire danger across parts of New South Wales, including the Greater Sydney area. Why? Well, because the winds are going to gust to around 60 to 70 kilometres an hour, with winds over the mountains nearby gusting over 100 kilometres an hour. That's getting on for 50 to 60 miles an hour, and that will fan the flames. So any wildfires that do develop could move and spread very, very quickly. A very dangerous day coming up for Australia for Tuesday.